My name is Denise Skonberg, and I've been teaching at the University of Maine for about 20 years now. And so today I'm going to be talking about the seafood lab, which is the lab where the research for my program occurs. And that is on the second floor of Hitchner Hall. It's actually 206 Hitchner Hall. Right now in the lab, we have, I think, about 5 or 6 students total. I usually have a couple PhD students, a couple master students, and a couple undergraduate students at any given time. Right now we have, I think, 2 PhD, 2 masters, and 1 undergraduate student researcher that are all working in the lab. So it's a seafood lab, so we do seafood related research. And we work with a variety of different products that are typically all from Maine. That includes work with lobsters, we work with green crab, we've done work with scallops. We're also doing some work with salmon, which are farm raised in Maine as well. And then also some farm raised seaweeds, which is kind of a new product to Maine. That's only been out there for about 5 years or so. And the type of work, we do compositional analysis. We do all kinds of things related to new technologies to ensure that we're going to have really high quality seafood products that are minimally processed. And minimally processed, those kinds of technologies include high pressure processing and sous vide processing, and actually any kind of processing that can reduce the kinds of additives that we add to the seafood products while maintaining a long, high quality shelf life, with the hope really to reduce waste. Most of the analysis that we do in the seafood lab are benchtop chemistry, benchtop chemical assays. And for that, most of the analysis use spectrophotometers. So we have a number of spectrophotometers in the lab. We have equipment for doing proximate composition. So for like analyzing the moisture content of products. So that is just basically drying ovens. We have a nitrogen analyzer for protein analysis. We also have setups for SDS Page, which is protein electrophoresis, and then also micro distillation unit for measuring different types of amines, which are the breakdown products of proteins in seafood products. Most of the students who work in my lab are food science students, whether they're graduate students or undergraduates. But over the years, we've also had a mix of nutrition students and also food management students who want to get some laboratory experience on their resume, or maybe they're not exactly sure what they want to do in the future, so they just want to gain some skills in a laboratory environment. So I would say that the work in the lab is pretty diverse. Students in general will have a project that they're responsible for, and they'll tend to focus on that project. But one of the nice things about having a group of like 4 or 5 or 6 students is that if somebody on the team needs work with their project, which often is the case, that students can then jump in and help students with another project. For example, like we just have a really big project where students were doing high pressure processing of lobsters. Well, one student couldn't do everything by themselves, so a lot of the team would pitch in and go into the pilot plant and help dissect lobsters, help cook the lobsters, and then package them and freeze them, and then they would bring it up into our lab, and at that point then chemical analysis would occur in our lab. And so the overall goal of our program is really to apply food science principles to improve economic and environmental sustainability of the seafood sector. And so one of the biggest goals of our lab is to reduce waste and to optimize use of really important, valuable aquatic seafood resources, and to develop high quality and healthy seafood products. So I'd like to direct anyone who's interested in the seafood lab to our website, which is umaine.edu/seafood lab. So for the best way for students to get in contact with me, really the best way is just to shoot me an email. And my email is just denise.skonberg@maine.edu. And just let me know if you're interested and what your interest is in working in the lab, and then whether you're interested in volunteering and what kind of project you might want to work on. And then I'm happy to talk with you and see if you might be a good fit to the work that's going on in our lab.